Every January, without fail, our phones start ringing off the hook right after New Year's Day. There's a reason why family law attorneys call January divorce month. It's not the month that we see the most divorce filings. That's actually in March. But January is the month of the highest volume of calls. And that's because, as you might have already guessed, most people considering divorce, they want to get through the holidays. They want to get through Christmas and Hanukkah and all of that before they make this major move and major decision. So if you're watching this and you're like, I am never going to spend one more Christmas with my mother-in-law, just know you're not alone. And in fact, that's one interesting thing as we see, even though the office is closed during the holidays, that phone does not stop ringing. And there's just something about, I think, the stress of the holidays, of the families coming together, of one more year of seeing your spouse not pitch in or not do the things that you need to support you. The holidays can really be that catalyst of knowing that it's time for you to make that change, that the relationship's just no longer serving you. But it also can bring into focus, though, the kids. If you have kids, whether they're adults, children, or they're still minors, and wanting to make sure that even though you know it's time for this transition, that you choose a process that really protects them and protects the family. I always tell my clients to remember that you are still going to be a family. If you have children with your spouse, even though you're getting a divorce and the marriage is over, the family endures. It's just that it's changing form. And sometimes the holidays really brings that sharply into focus. Looking back at this past holiday season and knowing that maybe next year it's going to look very different, but knowing that's actually some hope in that if you pick the right team of professionals to walk you through this divorce, you can have a peaceful holiday next year or later this year. It doesn't have to be terrible. At the beginning of every new year, we all do a lot of reflecting. And for those of you that have been really unhappy in your marriage for years, you may just decide that 2026, this is the year that you're going to finally listen to that inner voice that is telling you that you know your marriage is over and there's more for you out there and you're ready to really reinvent your life and reinvent yourself. And that's really the vibe of January, right? A new me, a new chapter, a new year. Starting your divorce in January can be ideal. It gives you that time, like I said, to figure out, do your research. You want to interview other attorneys. You want to talk to a divorce coach. You want to talk to a certified divorce financial analyst, maybe a real estate agent. You really want to start gathering all of your information because the key to this process is empowering yourself with the information you need to make intentional, informed, and smart decisions through the process. Sometimes you're really in the discernment phase of your divorce. And so you might want to speak with a divorce coach who can really help you sort through, is divorce the right choice for you at this time in your life, and help you really discern that. Maybe you need to know, what will my budget even look like when I am on my own and without my spouse's income? And so you really need to talk to a financial analyst who can walk you through that. And then arm you with the necessary information that you need to begin the process. Most folks, we're going to be ready after you call the office in January. We're going to be ready to get rolling with your process, most likely right away. If unfortunately we do feel like litigation is going to be a part of your case, we're going to be ready to file in February or March and get that ball rolling for you. The benefit to getting started early in the year is, depending on the level of conflict with your spouse, it can take quite a while. And if you have young children, and you want to try to get a lot of this taken care of before they begin the next school year. You want to make sure that you have your divorce and separation going in the spring so that in the summer you can find a new place to live and figure out school zones and get all of that taken care of. Depending on the level of conflict and the complexity in your case, you may be able to get everything wrapped up by the holidays next year, or at least have a really good vision of where you're going to go and how things are going to work for you. Staying when everything is unclear, it just is swirling yourself around in stress. The best thing you can do is to start getting that clarity, because that clarity will empower you. And I promise you, we will get you there. We will get you to the finish line. So if you're watching this and you're considering divorce this January, I want you to know that you don't have to focus on this being the end of something. This is actually the perfect time of year to be focusing on new beginnings. And that's what divorce can be when you go into it with an empowered mindset. Even though you might be afraid, even though there's scary parts of this, there's some painful parts of this, there's also a whole lot of hope on the other side of divorce. myself and my team, we've all been there. We've all gone through divorces. We know what it's like. I can tell you that my own divorce was really the catalyst to me reinventing myself and creating a life I don't think I ever thought would be possible for me. And I am passionate about helping other people get there themselves. So this is the perfect time to really dream for yourself. By no means do I want people to get divorced, but it is just a reality that relationships fall apart. And if your relationship is going to fall apart, you deserve a process that protects your dignity and keeps a place for you to feel hopeful about your future. And we really keep our eye on the ball. We don't want to get mired down too much into details and conflict and keep you in this limbo. For the rest of the year, we want to figure out what are your goals, what's going to get you there, and choose that right process and walk you through it so that you don't look back. You're ready to go and you're ready to use 2026 as the real catalyst or the jumping off point for your new life, for the reinvented new version of yourself that's fully empowered and is ready to go out there and see, hey, what's out there for you? We are the perfect first call to make, because really what I do is not the same as most divorce law firms. Most divorce law firms, when you give them a call, they're going to scare the crap out of you. They're going to convince you that you need to give them a huge retainer and you need to armor up for a big court battle. We do something completely different. We really listen to you and find out what your goals are. What is your next chapter going to look like? And how can I get you there? What process can we curate for your family that's actually going to protect your dignity, keep things very private and discreet, and also make sure that there isn't a high level of conflict? And so rather than stirring the pot and increasing conflict because it increases the higher fees, we're looking for a curated process that gets you to your finish line all in one piece as quickly as possible and hopefully as inexpensively as possible. And so really, if you're in that place, we're already in January, if you can believe it, this is the perfect time to make the call to the office to set up a free consultation with me so that I can walk you through those options and we can decide which one of the processes that are available out there are the right one for your family.